Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, I've already got my next guest out here. She's one of my favourite stand-up comedians. It is the fabulous Francesca Martinez. Let me go and give you the welcoming kiss as well. Great to have you on the show. I met Francesca a while ago. I was doing a radio thing and she was on as well. She was so funny, it blew me away, and I said, we've got to get you on the show, and we finally made it happen. I'm very pleased to say.
It was such an inspiration meeting because I think you've done so well with your speech impediment. Isn't he brave? It's amazing.
So the fact that my disability hasn't held me back at all, is what you say there?
No, I just think it's... And I think it's so cool that you met your wife, Jane, you know, because it shows there are women out there who aren't superficial.
She can see past the...
Well, you know, she obviously met you and went, OK, he can't say, oh, but fuck it, I love him. Really beautiful, isn't it?
It's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
You make a lot of your material refers to cerebral palsy, or some of your material does, so.
I call it being wobbly.
OK.
Because it's a lot easier to say. And a lot cooler. You don't want to be wobbly sometimes. Actually, that reminds me of... Because I learned to drive quite recently, right? And, God, when they told me I could drive, I was like, are you sure? I don't know how I do, but I do. And I was getting into my car, right? And this cabbie pulls up right next to me and he says, don't do it, love. And I'm like, do what? And he goes, don't drink and drive.
Oh, dear. Well...
And I was like, I get it, Mr. Cabbie, just because you think I'm a bit shaky and I walk a bit funny and I've got puke down my front and a bottle in my hand.
Now, your tour that you just finished up at the moment, that's called What the Is Normal Anyway. And now that's a very thought-provoking title, I thought, to have for it.
Yeah, because of my life, I'd be defined as abnormal. And I just think, no one's normal. Have you ever met a normal person?
When you come to think of it, probably not, no.
Where are they?
Yeah, where are they hiding?
So I definitely want to challenge that idea, and I think if you're normal, if you think you're normal, you're a freak. It's not normal. I think, you know, that everyone has their own differences, and I think through comedy I really try and just say that whatever body you're born into, we all share the human experience. Yeah. And I love being wobbly, because it gets me out of all the housework. Amazing. My boyfriend always says, Chess, it's so weird, you can't do the wash-up, but you can do your makeup. Weird, isn't it?
How do your parents do it? Because they must, I'm sure, have got a lot of comments about you growing up and a lot of...
Well, my parents are amazing. They're my family are my rock in my life, because they always said to me, the only label we need for you is Francesca. And my mum is so cool, because I heard that a lot of parents, like, experience a sense of loss when they find out their child is disabled. So I kind of wondered if she ever felt this. So a few years ago, I kind of sat her down and said, Mum, did you ever feel disappointed when you found out I was wobbly? And she said, no, I was just so excited about the free parking. so I've got to say, my parents are my rock, and I think you can be happy if you're loved. And I was very loved, so I feel very lucky, because unlike society, when it tells you that happiness comes from, you know, things or looking a certain way or having a lot of money, I think it just comes from being loved and accepting who you are. And the hardest 3 words I ever said were, I like myself. And I highly recommend it. It's a lot cheaper than Botox. Try it. And they changed my entire life.
So, the tour now, you're doing a few dates here. I know you've got a London date coming up, which I'm going to go to. And then what's the plan for the rest of the year? What are you doing next?
Well, I'm starting to write a book called What the 4-Star is Normal. Because I think people need an antidote to all the pressure to be normal. And I want to stick 2 wobbly fingers up to those superficial bullocks. And also, I'm working on a sitcom, so I really want that to come out. And, you know, I just want to say to everyone out there, don't let people make you feel like I'm normal or not good enough, because who wants to be fucking normal anyway?
Yeah. We want to be extraordinary, which is what we all are in our own different ways.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm so thrilled we finally got you to come on the show. I'm hoping, I know the book will happen. I hope the sitcom happens again. You have to promise me you're going to come back on and talk about them when they do.
Yes, and I was very offended not to be asked to do the race. I thought, well, we could have got Steve Coogan pissed. And then he could have run drunk, and I could have done brain damage.
I think even without getting drunk, you'd probably have beaten him in a race, I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Hey, it's so lovely to have you on the show. Thank you for being here.
So
You're a very funny young woman. Francesca Martinez, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here.